Yo, 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 what's poppin', everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Podicast right here in Gap City, BW, plus 267. Well over at the Masa CBD, right behind the Protea Hotel. It's a place called World of Wines. They're taking care of us. Like very, 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 very well. So we're gonna be here for a bit of a long time, and it's actually a hub for all things beautiful in BW. There's some beautiful paintings all across. There's a company called Recurate. You can look them up on Facebook, and they can hook you up with a lot of really, really talented artists from BW, okay? Come through, you can sample some of them over here. Not only that, they also have a whole lot of wines from all across the world. France, I've heard Spain, I've heard all different places. So you can come through here, you can do your wine tasting, you can actually purchase a bottle of wine for yourself. It's affordable. There's some that go for about 195 pula. There's some that go for way more than that. If you got it, 31-year-old wine. Dog, I saw one the other day. They've got like this little cool contraption that's got like a needle. It can actually get into the wine without taking out the cork and stuff. Pause. And and then you can be able to enjoy it. Come on, man, hip hop, So come through to World of Wines. This is where we're at. And speaking about some of the cool stuff that they have, there's this brand called Filipon. Filipona. Yes. All right. So like if you look at that vineyard, it actually has the shape of one of their bottles. If you can help me out there, Papa. Filipona.
See, I got the pinky out.
Yeah, they got that Filipona over here. So come get hooked up, man. And also some really cool snacks that we are showing off that are also BW. So munchies, shout out to you guys as well. Pistachios, all of that, almonds, and that's basically it, guys. This is all that's happening in Gaborone. Have a different type of fun. Instead of just going to where there's noise, and you can have a conversation, read yourself a book, and get back to your week afterwards. But that's not all we're about at the Podicast. We try to get you the best as far as people who've traveled the road less traveled, especially from places where we're from. When you think of Botswana, you think of South Africa, you think of Zambia, you think of Zimbabwe. We are pretty much the same people. I've traveled to like East Africa. We're not the same. I think we are, Southern Africans have like their own type of vibe. But like, it's not to say we don't love our East Africans and West African brothers, but I always feel so close to a lot of Namibians, a lot of Zambian cats, a lot of South African people. So this is why this is so exciting, because the panel that we got here, the people that we're going to be talking to are some of the most amazing musicians that I've seen. I'm going to start with the youngest in the room, Titose. She blends her music with R&B. I guess you are the youngest. Yeah, she mixes her music with a bit of trap soul elements. She's got over 100,000 streams on Apple Music for one of her tracks called Put You in Line. She's one of those talents that you don't hear that much on the mainstream, but like she's actually doing her thing out there, and a lot of people are actually feeling what she's putting together. And also in the house, we're also joined by a young man who we first met, when he was doing his mixtapes, and he was in high school, but then he got together with a crew called Faded Gang. He's still at it. He's in the middle of a big defamation suit. We need an episode.
I also need to get on the podcast and talk. But
come on now. Yo, who knows? We might even have that conversation
Case
too. We ain't scared, dog. We got it. And the lady in the house, man, someone who is Botswana born but Zambian by Batsadi. She's one of ours, man. Here in Podicast, we are patriotic. We don't have a lot of people who are from outside of BW who get on this pod. But this lady here, we believe, I don't think I speak for myself alone. We believe she's one of ours. You know what I mean? Guys, Grammy nominated, Coachella, Glastonbury. Guys, Ski Mask, Titose, Sampa the Great.
What a room.
That was long-winded. That was a whole lot, guys. Thank you so much.
Great introduction.
Where are you coming from, Titose? You look warm. Also,
I'm from
Where'd you
My
live?
parents decided they don't want to live in Gabs, so every time I have to travel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not based in Gabs.
No.
Okay.
I live in a village called Ganing. I don't know if you know it.
How far is it from
Between
Gabs?
Khabane and Mokolodi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still
It's
Khabane type. You can come into the city and do your recordings
yeah,
and
you
stuff.
can, yeah. Oh, I actually record myself at home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Home studios are
serious?
a vibe.
I can't do studio. Like, it's not personal or anything. I'm just so used to recording my own vocals and then sending them to Amo Beats, who's my producer.
Yeah.
And then
Grammy Award
yeah,
nominated.
Grammy nominated.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's not just
exactly.
another guy.
So, yeah.
I feel that as well. You know, like it seems like that's the new, well, not the new thing because I'm pretty old, but it seems like it's the thing for you to be able to do your own recording for yourself and be able to edit for yourself. I saw it through people like Ski. You know what I mean? Why do you think like something that you guys were doing and no one was doing at the time, you know, Obado can record himself, you can record yourself. You making songs with Amo Beats, he can record himself as well.
Yeah.
What do you think that has done to try and elevate like our status in our music?
I feel like you learn a lot without restrictions. I feel like for me, that's why I also like to create sometimes alone, because hey, I'm sure my mom can tell you can hear wild sounds coming from my room.
Yeah.
Just the wildest thing happening. Even like, because I feel like sometimes music kind of makes itself through you. You get what I mean? Like you're not really making it exactly.
Yeah.
So like sometimes you need to be
Your own
alone.
space,
So that you can also listen to that like that voice that's telling you, okay,
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
Is it more comfortable for you as well?
Yes, it is. It is. I feel like when you're in studio with other people,
Yeah.
or like with maybe let's say another producer or something, it's more like a performance. You
Let
know
me
what
show
I
you
mean?
my bars.
It's like a show. Yeah. Because also when you're about to
Ski's
record,
no, before you go on, because Ski is the type, like you'll be there and then he's got like this dope beat and everyone is rapping.
Right.
Ski won't be like on some,
Yeah.
when you rap your thing. You'll be like, okay. It feels like it's part of the process. So that comes from being able to work by yourself as well. Or, you know, you don't celebrate the thing until it's done.
yeah, and you abandon it. I read somewhere, it's a saying, art is never finished, it's abandoned. You just like you do what you can, and then there's still more that can be done. But then you're just like exactly. It's like,
I'm not trying to be an interviewer here. We're all interviewing each other here. I want to take it over to you, Sampa. When did you start recording? Like,
Oh my gosh.
do you remember how you ended up in a studio?
Yeah, bedroom studio.
Okay. Yeah.
The bedroom studio, man. We had no money for like proper studios. So my first producer, Godriguez, this is in Sydney. We were in his bedroom and we're like, we're gonna make this mixtape.
Yeah.
Like there's no one out there who wants to hear what we're doing. We're small. We might as well just do it ourselves.
Yeah.
So laptop, mic, bedroom studio vibes. Like mattress, the whole nine. Like it's us making the mixtape.
I feel like there's something beautiful
It-
about that.
It's
also,
just
like,
so it's homey, it's comfortable, and you allow yourself to be vulnerable. It's intimate.
Yes.
It's intimate as well.
Yeah.
You allow yourself to be vulnerable. Like you said, there's no one there engaging different energies. I also don't like a lot of people in the studio. Preface. Don't bring your homies.
Yes. Like,
Don't do it. Don't bring your homies to the studio. If I'm asking you for a feature, I want to know what you feel about the music. I want to know how you want to
Yes.
express yourself. Now, if all the homies are there, it's all this other energy, and I'm just like, okay, now I have to maneuver past this energy and try and find out what your energy is so we can collab properly. So studio is a very sacred place. Like,
When
I
you
feel
were
the
doing the
same.
music, were you thinking, okay, cool, I'm gonna drop this, it's a mixtape. What was the genre? Because I think there was a time where music became like really, really fluid, and you know, Mamisto here does trap soul. Ski now has this track called Ariye. I don't even know what's going on there.
genre bending.
And then these bars on top of that. When you were starting out, like, did you know if you were gonna be genre specific? Because I can tell with my generation, it was either you were a trap rapper or you're a hardcore MC, or you were Guaito. Did you know?
I don't think I knew, I mean, my first inspo was Tupac. So my cousin, I remember my cousin was playing
Can I just
Tupac.
say that's wild?
My first inspo was Tupac. So we had a cousin come from Zambia, and he was up in his bedroom. I think I was like 9 years old. I go up to his bedroom and I hear changes.
Ooh,
and I'm just like, what
Classic.
is this? And it's like this nigga is rapping, but he's singing, but he's talking. And it just, it was so effective. It was so beautiful. And that was like my first, oh wow, I want to do this. Then obviously being an African, you're surrounded by African music. So it was Zambian music, Zambian traditional music, but then also I was raised in Botswana. And then it was the music I heard in Botswana. So that genre bending comes from living in different spaces.
So do you think there's genres anymore?
There's still genres.
A
But I feel
title, yeah.
I would like to hear that because I'm out here confused. Because I think maybe I'm living like in another universe where it used to be so set in stone. Like, okay,
the
you're a rock
old
and
school
roll artist, you're a
was.
hip hop artist. But right now,
The
it's
new
the
school
feel.
don't care. That's why I love them. They
Yes.
don't care. They're like, I
man.
like this, I like this, I like this. I'm going to put
Yes.
this shit together.
Yes.
Whereas the old school were very, this is what you're doing. And if you want to switch, let's use formulas to... And new school doesn't care.
Like I had to listen to punk rock I used to listen to punk rock.
I love punk rock.
Not used to. I don't know why I'm saying used to.
I'm sorry, is it Book Green Day or...
I love
Blink
Green Day.
182,
Paramore,
first
Blink
of all.
182.
Blink 182,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Linkin Park.
Linkin Park is
Vibe, bro.
Oh, come on.
Vibe.
So like the thing is now, imagine now I'm in Joining Jamaica now, Joining niggas think they're in New York. Exactly.
You
Location.
need to watch out for this statement because
This is how we get in suits, bro.
Johnny has the best MCs to ever come out of the country.
I know.
Fact, like for
I
real,
know.
the best MCs
But-
come from Johnny. So
Those,
they're
I
gonna
won't lie.
disown you.
So now I can't just like if someone's at my house, I can't just be like, yo, all the small things.
Oh God! No,
Say
I'm not
they
gonna feel
so.
that.
Like what?
That was a jam, though.
That's
a jam.
That was
Yeah.
a jam.
So that's
like,
where the melodies come from.
you know what I'm saying. But now the thing is, the kids now they don't care about who this you're a rock guy or like you're a trap guy or rap, hip hop, whatever. They just like
Music, man.
Just make songs.
Yeah.
Titose, how old are you?
28.
Okay. So, what were your influences when you were trying to do the genre of music that you're doing? Because I'll just preface it with the fact that already you have so much love on the internet, on like these streams. You know, you have a lot of love from the streams, but like mainstream wise, your song will be playlisted on the radio, but then we don't see the trickle down effect. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think that is? And, you know, what were you trying to achieve when you got into the music?
I actually wasn't planning on making music like professionally.
You're recording yourself.
Yeah, but
Professionally, though, as
Oh,
a
okay.
career, you know.
like,
She bought equipment. That's what I'm thinking. Is like,
like, why would you buy this?
I didn't even buy equipment.
Yeah.
yeah, you can have a skating phase, a rap phase. Yeah, so for me it was one of those things. Like,
Eh.
And then I met Emil Beats at boarding school, and he heard me sing
Eh.
in like the church, and he's like,
Yeah.
you have to take this seriously. So then we started making songs, and then he's very like R&B inspired. He's very deeply inspired by R&B, whereas I have an alternative background. Like he's talking about punk rock.
Yeah.
I listen to indie.
Yeah.
All of that. So when our worlds met,
Yeah.
that's kind of why it sounds like it's
A
R&B,
mix,
but
yeah.
it's not really R&B.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then as for the mainstream effect, I don't know. I have a question actually.
Okay.
If we can play Beyonce or Rihanna,
Talk
on
about
R&B
it.
one and they're singing-
Ooh, let me get some wine. Let me get into the pot.
They're singing in English. Why can't Sampa or Titose or any other artist who's listening to this or watching this get played?
It's not even that people can't hear you as a Botswana singing English. It's them not identifying themselves with it and not identifying that you as a Botswana can do something different than you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed one thing. I think it was in Maun. Maybe were we together that time?
We probably were.
And we were having a discussion. We were having a discussion like, sometimes your vibe and the music, like sometimes people, they like it. You get me?
Yeah.
They just don't know how to vibe with it. Like I've seen also at performances, like
They don't know how to
They don't.
they don't know how to move to it. You know what I mean? Like they don't know what to do to
but
show
I
you
love
that
this But I don't want to embarrass myself and have my people see me dancing.
like I'm
Yo.
dancing to
I'm
hip
like
hop,
that.
and this guy's watching
Yeah.
me, and you know when we go home,
Because I have some Young Thug tracks I love. But there's some homies I can't be around like
and
playing.
exactly. But that's my problem is like a lot of people also will then go home and play Thug, for example. You know what I mean? They'll go home and listen to music that's not necessarily local or
Right.
that. You know, one thing, there's been one guy who's been in my comments trying to force me to say that people like both artists have they're lazy to make their own sound, right? And I think that like he kept giving examples like, you know, this person sounds like South Africa, but this and this and this, and then trying to justify. And like in my mind, the way I think about music now is like it's creative, it's art. You as the artist are not supposed to make art for the people. No. The people see your art and say we love it.
Okay, let me be the devil's advocate here.
Yes.
Then what about the ones that then get the more people, the masses loving that music? Are we saying that they don't really care about art? Because like I have a hard battle with that. It even started from as young as like the 90s, 1900s, where the underground MCs always felt like they were the harder MCs because the people felt them. But then what are you saying about Mace, who's getting a whole globe?
But Mace
purchasing
was
that
nice though. He was.
But that's what I'm saying, Bag. How is our job not about the masses?
It's not. It's
The
not.
masses experience you.
Yes.
I think is what you're
Okay,
trying
going
to
out
say,
for
right?
the masses is where it's wrong.
I feel this is okay. There's a rapper called Kasky. I said this on a video too. He said this bar. He said, "Go make that music that resonate with you, and let God deal with the time." You're not making music for people. You're making it for you. You're always making it for you, and when you make it for people, you lose the essence.
I want to take it to her.
I hear you. I hear both arguments. You are making it for you. Because essentially, this is what you are born to do. The problem with making it for people is that you change your formula for them. Because people will never be constant. One day people will like this, they'll like this, the market changes. Once you start doing that, you get what we have now, whereas everyone sounds the same. Because people are making music for people.
Instead
So
of
the people don't vibe to that, they vibe to this, so I have to start making this. Now everyone's doing that, you have no unique sounds, because everyone's trying to sound like what they think the people want.
What the people want.
That's
Also,
his.
I saw a video there, one guy, and he's a young guy, he must be like 25. He's a guy in the States. He said something that really hit. I was like, okay, this guy's he's talking facts. He said he was basically speaking on how like trends change. Trends are gonna change. Whether it's even if it's, let's say, R&B. People aren't making R&B the way they were making it in the 90s. You know what I mean? And it's like that with across all genres. But there's artists that seem to, even if they're gonna go onto a trend and do something that's quote unquote trendy, they still maintain that thing that makes them them.
Identity. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Their uniqueness.
I know.
Wait.
I went for the most mainstream nigga that might look.
What did you say?
I feel Kendrick.
Okay, whoa.
I feel Kendrick isn't.
She's toured with him.
That's why I'm like,
Now listen to what I'm gonna say. I don't think Kendrick has ever gone and done something trendy. I've never heard him go and say the trendiest Kendrick song has to be not even the diss track. 2, 3 shots, maybe.
He did do something with Taylor Swift, but that was a young calculated.
Those were bars.
Those are young.
Even though like that song, gets dissed on like diss tracks.
Yeah.
Yo, he came hard. Nah, I felt it was still dope. He stayed original to like what
Yes.
they think.
Himself,
He
yeah.
didn't.
is,
He
you know?
made a song, and like, okay, I feel like the type of artist Kendrick is not like one that's pushing the mainstream agenda, commercial agenda. You know what I mean? Even though he's recognized commercially at that level, he's not really pushing the same agenda. He's not saying let's go kill niggas over there.
Yeah.
He's not saying yo my gang what
Ops.
you know ops what.
Yeah.
That's not the nature of his
On GD.
music. He's not saying on GD. He ain't saying on King David.
On King
David. So I feel like he's never been like for example that song, I'm forgetting the swimming pool.
Swimming pool.
It's a commercial song about drinking liquor and turning up, right? But that's not Kendrick's brand.
Yeah.
But somehow he still managed to maintain his
His
position,
message,
his
his
message,
yeah.
even though he's doing something quote unquote trendy. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. Am I asking the question or you? You know we're doing this together. Yeah. And I told you this is why I have a list in front of me. I want to keep talking to you about your music journey because, like I'm saying, you have like it's like sort of him. He has like a cult following, like where you don't know where these people are popping up from because he doesn't get like mainstream love like that as well. But I'm guessing things have changed now. Or
With mainstream, the thing is, I feel like in bots, there's no real mainstream. Okay, let me tell you. Yes.
So what is
There's
Chokoma and
seasons.
Jumatere on?
Now-
Isn't that mainstream?
I guess. But now the thing is, I feel like there's lanes. And now look, we're in Botswana, right?
Yeah.
And this is a conversation I had sparked up on TikTok about like importing sounds and what's local, what's international and
Right.
stuff, right? And for now, Buju and Bochokom, the guitars in their songs,
Yes.
originally, guys, let's not act like we were doing this in Botswana. You see,
I'm gonna
guitars,
run
we
into
just
these niggas on the
everywhere
streets.
from Botswana above. I'm willing to accept Zimbabwe, Zambia. There's no one who can play guitar better than a guy who's like 60 years old from Zimbabwe.
Or
telling
DRC.
you. Or DRC. I am telling you.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is they're taking that influence,
Right.
then they're mixing it with Jew and Chokoma. It's not even traditional. Now that guys, I hate to
Go
expose
for it.
these
No,
guys'
no.
formula, but now that they go
We won't
They
love
go-
it any less.
now to Limpopo for the drums. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh.
Limpopo, those drums.
Limpopo.
Oh, those are Lecompo drums with a kwasa guitar. Then
So
we
that's
just
the formula.
sing in your language.
These niggas are gonna make this the trailer.
I'm telling you.
All right, so okay, I forgot my question, but I always want to bring it back to you, Sampa, because like you've done like some crazy shit out here. Like we're always like not surprised, but like just celebrating every single time you put another notch on your belt like that. What did you realize about like what you were doing? Okay, I need to keep doing this so I can get more success, because like you said, you guys started off with a mixtape with your homie, and now it's at Glastonbury.
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
So
Crazy.
What do you
What
what do you think you figured out?
I think what's the formula, guys? First, if
'Cause
anyone ever comes to you and says it's the formula, they lie. There isn't one formula. It's always constantly changing. We were told of formulas that didn't work for us until we did what we did.
Yeah.
And I think I started off based in Australia. Australia, when it comes to hip hop, it's very white.
Yeah.
There weren't a lot of black people doing their things there, and you know where hip hop came from there. So for me to target doing hip hop in a country that didn't really have hip hop was already a one up.
Yeah.
The second thing was the unique story and the way I told it. I didn't just do hip hop, I did hip hop with a Zambian flair. So like you were saying, all those different influences, I put them into one thing. And there was no one else who was doing that out there. And I think that stood out as well.
Yeah.
And that's that one formula that I keep with whatever I'm doing, is to be able to add my hybrid formula to music, whether I'm doing something that's R&B inspired, whether I'm doing something that's Zamrock inspired, I'm always keeping that hybrid formula, and it seems to work for me.
This is Zamrock.
Zamrock is my shit. Let me tell you
We're not
about
gonna just pass
Zamrock.
that one. What is Zamrock?
Zamrock is a mixture of
Okay,
tradition. Zamrock.
Zamrock.
Yeah. Traditional Zambian music
Yeah.
with rock music.
Oh, what was
That
it?
I found myself Zamrock.
Yeah.
And my uncle, actually blood uncle, was one of the people who pioneered Zamrock.
Okay.
Yeah. So Zamrock is also known globally, but not really embraced at home.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that I saw was like me, basically.
I'm gonna ask you one other question because you know.
I heard somebody tag me with the same, questions.
Why didn't you try South Africa first? Because I think that's what a lot of us in Southern Africa go for first.
I think because I went to school, actually I'm showing my age. When did I?
Hey, now when you have to record, when I finish,
I'm a young 26, guys. A young 26. I think when did I graduate from Rainbow? I think that was like 2010. And
Damn, that's when my son was born. I'm making babies.
that's when you went to Rainbow. That's when I left. Damn. Yeah, 2010, and then I went straight
something about
to
Rainbow, Botswana, Zambia.
Rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
There's
Monga.
something going on there. Yeah.
Myself, Amo.
Mix.
Yo,
Mix,
You know Mix
yeah.
Kaswama?
Yeah,
man.
Now he's famous
Rainbow.
in Zambia.
Everybody. I don't know what it was. I think we were just loud. We were crazy. We allowed each other to be ourselves. I don't know.
I grew up with some really cool Zambian cats, the Hamankulis as well. So, yeah,
Zambia's where it's
man.
at, guys. Like
Yeah.
we have something there.
Yeah.
We just need to know how to
Yeah.
bring it out
Together.
I feel like we have similar struggles, Zambia and Botswana.
Yeah.
Like we have an industry that's still growing. We don't have numbers in the diaspora like Nigeria or South Africa has. We don't necessarily have a Zambian sound like our friends have, and we're just facing similar things.
problems.
Like kind of shy with the sound that we want to do. When people see something new and alternative that's African, they kind of don't wanna. They're like, this is a bit too new, too different
Yes,
for me.
it's too
But it's the
different.
thing that's blowing globally. So that's
That-
what we
yeah.
faced with Zamrock. That's what we faced with Black Panther. It was like, guys, this is our chance. The world is looking at us, and everyone was kind of like, we don't know if that's Zambian and us. Motherfucking Kendrick is looking at us.
Yeah.
Can we like grab this moment and do something with it? And I feel like we're too shy. We're too meek. I don't like using that word because our neighbors are not like that. Nigeria's not like that. Like they're very bold with it. They could be loud and wrong, but they'll be loud.
But they'll be loud.
They'll be loud about it. They won't go into a room asking for permission. And I felt like a lot of the times I had to retrain not only my mind, but my band's mind. So even if it's a Coachella or Glastonbury, we're stepping on stage and I see them shaking and it's all this white people and white bands. And I'm like, guys, we're representing Zambia. We're the only all Zambian touring band till today. It's just
That's
us.
crazy.
Like, it's just us.
That's crazy.
So if we're gonna stand on this stage and know that your kids, my future kids are gonna see this, you want them to see us shaking. You want them to see us asking for permission. Nigerians are not asking for permission. South Africans are not asking for
But
permission.
what is that though? Like, what is it about?
I don't
us that
know
you
where
think-
the meekness comes
Where the
from.
meekness
I
comes
don't
from.
know where.
We don't ish.
But we were
don't
not
know
meek people,
ourselves
though. We were not
like-
No,
meek
come
people.
on, Bazulu
That-
are though, and they're right here.
Meek.
No,
They are the opposite
They are very
of
confident
meek.
about
Yes.
themselves.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. One order.
What's the difference
Yeah, what's
between
the difference
basically
between-
Zulu guys
no.
or South Africans,
No, but-
Nigerians, and then
No,
the
we
smaller Nyana African countries that don't have
You think
that?
there's something
These
in
guys are having
common?
another
What do you?
conversation.
Tell me what you think.
Hey guys, we're
No,
here.
we just try to.
Hey.
Sorry, we just
Hey,
try
okay.
to. We're not trying to say anything official when we don't know the
No,
facts,
go for
Mama.
it.
When we don't know
Titose,
the
what are you
facts.
saying?
We were just saying what happened within the history of our countries that we adopted this meekness. 'Cause
Okay, she probably has something because she's asking if we went to war. So I want to hear.
No.
what-
I
that's
know
what you-
exactly why
Why?
she's asking. You know why?
There were some wars, different and shit.
Difatane wasn't really ish.
Like
You know why? I've also
Read my
I feel like
thing.
we've thought similar thoughts because
Thank you.
I've also felt like any country that has bloodshed, you know what I'm saying? That real struggle.
Yeah.
First of all, it's going to be all over the news globally, and that country then becomes a worldwide known thing. And usually what happens is from that struggle, art is born because of explaining that struggle, you know what I mean? And obviously then the music is really meaningful and you know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
So
I agree with that.
I'm trying to pinpoint the Zamrock part of it, but continue.
But then I also don't feel like that's what's necessary when it comes to like music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think about that song, Ijima, Underwater Squad.
I love the kids chop. I love the youth.
Yes, it's like
It sounds like Kijima.
Ijima.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Underwater Squad.
Yeah. Ngaro
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure.
Yo.
But like the reason I bring that up is because like I didn't know what they were saying.
Yeah.
But you are still vibing.
But I was like, hey man,
Yeah, I'm about this. Yeah.
this is fire.
Damn, dog.
So I feel like music has that thing that perfect. Why are we even going far? That's even far. Let's just start with piano. You guys don't know what the guys are saying on piano songs. Don't lie. Don't lie.
I was actually about to ask you why you've never done a piano song.
I'm actually like planning to do that this
Planning? Why don't you can record
Because this
tonight?
No, because I know a lot of South African artists, and like there's this box that you get put into if you blow up from an amapiano song. Like it happened to this artist called Shasha, and it happened to Tyler, because before Tyler blew up, I actually had some of her leaks, and it was like R&B music, but then she blew up from amapiano, so those songs are never gonna come out.
I hear you.
You shouldn't have be too attached to songs. You know, you can do more
I feel you. So you think so?
because you're the only one who hears them. I guess in the studio. You want?
No, I'm just saying. So do you agree with me, Jorge, if you blow up from a particular?
I agree
song,
with you because I've
there's
seen
pressure
that.
onto you, like,
I've
it's
seen
continue
that.
that song.
Joey's a
Yeah.
good example. Joey Badass,
Yeah.
1993,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everyone was like, stick to that.
Yeah.
So you can't evolve.
Yeah. And then he tried.
He
To
tried,
stick to
and
it.
they were
Tried.
hating.
And then they hated.
That's why she's saying that.
Yeah, but that's why he's now lighting up the whole West Coast.
Yeah. But
He's
then
the
when he
best.
came back to
Shout out.
it, okay, I won't lie.
Love
Joey!
Until Kendrick
And I
comes
see he's
back,
on your
Joey
album.
has won.
I seen that.
He's fly. He's
No,
such
Joey
a
has
Joey
won.
and Denzel. Shout
Yeah,
out
they
for that.
fly,
That's
they-
crazy.
So, Titose, are you gonna release
I probably can pick. Can we?
Zoom?
Oh,
Hey,
Pinky
I'm a
Brothers
piano song.
documented.
Because I think sometimes what happens to like I'm a piano vocalist is because like they don't take charge of like I own the jam, like
It's not that jam.
I'm half involved.
You know
in
who
making
you
the
are
jam.
talking about? Ginger Stone.
No,
This nigga like saying names, bro. I have nothing to do with
Joe,
this.
this has nothing to
opinion.
do with Sampa.
Yes.
Okay.
No, and I'm not. But what I'm saying is, Ginger Stone does a lot of vocals on Kelvin Momo
For Kelvin Momo stuff, yeah.
stuff, but Kelvin Momo's given the credit, right?
So what do you think she could do
Yeah.
differently then? Because like a lot of these young females, there's a lot of them that end up, even Isa Sisdo, sorry about that. It's a really big song. Yeah, you know that jam. It's big on 3-step. She was even like one of the covers on Apple Music and Spotify. Bamu Pusha Blind. But I never see her performing with the Ancestral Roots. The guys that did the jam with
did
her.
the actual song
So,
with her.
I'm
That's
stunned.
crazy.
That always happens.
Does she perform out here though?
No, I was at the Chokoma show. I saw her at a different show. I don't see her performing with them. But I don't know if that's the way to take it. You know, you can then go perform it there, then we go perform it there. Because I think the groups that make the song usually go further, but the female vocalists
Yeah.
never go anywhere. Especially the females. You see, I'm saying females.
But I also think there's a thing to it. Like, it's like we want. Okay, I'm analysis from the outside now because it's not like I'm there when everything is happening. But I feel like for the most part, like sometimes you'll hear like, oh, this voice this voice is crazy.
Yeah.
Then you are thinking, I need this voice on my song.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And she just sings. She just wants to sing. That's
Hey,
what
we
she wants Yeah, she just wants to sing. So you tell her, come and sing. She's like, yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make her sing. The song goes platinum there. So there's I'm not saying that this
now
is
she
what
thinks
guys
about
are
making
doing.
an album.
But like now it's like, hey, the song I did went platinum, crazy. But like it's not my
Oh,
song.
you're saying like she's additional vocals
She's like
or not?
she's,
Okay.
It
yeah,
was
she's
never the
almost
idea to-
It's not and the song is never sold as Ginger Stone, okay, or whoever, and Samang Mang. This is the name of the song, and there's Ginger Stone in the video. We are looking at her, we see her, she's singing the vocal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel
So it's kind of like it's like backing vocals. It's like accompanying vocals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The songs get big there. You know what I mean? And then if it needs to be performed, say live, almost anyone can perform it. I get it. We don't really
They
know.
can make someone else sing it.
Exactly.
That's
I want to come.
interesting.
So basically what I'm saying is like after that, obviously now you as the artist, you know, okay, I have the potential to make really good music that people like. But I feel like there's this like gap where it's almost like, this is how it seems to me, it's like you're reliant now on that big name for traction.
More exposure.
You know what I mean? Like when you do your own music, even if you start now, just do it. Like let's say Ginger starts doing her own music, for example, and it's not a Kelvin Momo song or an Amapiano song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a different vibe. People, first of all, don't even associate this song with her, and now they can't associate this new song. Like it's like it's two different
It's
people,
detachment.
two different worlds. You know what I mean? So I'm sure in her mind also she'll then think like, damn, if I want to go further, it's like I have to be in this lane here with Kelvin Momo
Next to
there.
him, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think we gotta kill it.
Yeah.
Because I can tell what it's.
Yeah, no, but I mean as an example.
We're always gonna mention names.
Sorry, yeah. I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying that's how it is. You know?
But how is the love from the biggest entertainment space in Southern Africa, which is South Africa? Like, do you get love from there?
Yeah, I mean, we've done shows in SA. On my end, doing shows, unfortunately, doing shows in Africa, especially Southern Africa, is kind of hard for me.
Okay. What are we getting wrong? Hey.
It's not that we're getting it wrong. It's just, okay, let me use an example. Doing a show in Zambia, the production houses are from South Africa. So we bring those in. On top of that, I'm bringing my own stage design. I'm bringing my engineers from Australia. Because I want to get the standard of my shows right.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, when I just do it fully at home, because we don't have the experience, the shows don't end up doing what they need to do. I don't,
What I'm trying to
I
ask
understand that.
What kung fu are you trying to pull that our niggas here don't?
No,
have?
but let's be honest.
Because I want to know what niggas need to go and brush up on.
Okay,
Because,
can I just say something?
Please
I say something.
Say it from what's happening
guys
on ground.
study, and
Guys,
they go outside.
You know that
Papa like eating dog.
artists, nah. I wanna tell people. You know that some artists, they rehearse the song before they perform it. You know that, like
Right before
why
the
is it like no?
What,
The reason you think it's right before performing is because you rehearse your whole entire set before you perform it.
yeah.
Yes, it's normal to you, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I do.
I said, huh?
I find my DJ at the club. I tell him, here's the stick.
Play 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Okay.
9, 10.
Yeah, well, it depends on the type of venues.
Yes.
Wabon. But like
So-
more often than not, that's what ends up happening.
Honestly.
Unless they pay for your DJ that you rehearse with. But I'm not about to like. Sometimes you
somebody
won't say
to-
no
Yes.
to a check, so
Yeah.
you'll say, "All right, cool. Whatever house DJ you have, I can give him my music,"
Yeah.
and then I think that's what he's
So
talking
exactly. So now here's the thing, right? Every single show, maybe like in 2016 I used to like curate my set, like okay, I'm doing this song, then I'm throwing in this sound effect. So like basically my whole set, the whole set would be one long track on the stick.
And
Get
God
what I mean?
forbid
Something
anyone touches
happened,
the pause.
Something
done.
you
Finish.
There's a time I made a guy rewind, boss. I told him, hey,
Bring that
rewind
track
that
back. Yo, DJ, bring that track
Bring it
back.
Because it was bad. It, like they paused, and then some guy put his stick. He's like, "Yo, it's my turn." So as I'm rapping, the sound cuts. So now I got it. Now we wanted to.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on here? Put that stick.
Yeah.
I told the crowd, chill. Fast forward to the point where I was at.
Then I told the crowd chill.
So basically what I'm saying is like, guys, for us to give you guys good performances, look at Sampa's band. Did you hear I said band, not DJ?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because every man, hey, people sometimes they need to understand each person is playing their role.
Yeah.
I can't be the drummer and guitarist.
Yeah.
Max you can do when drumming is maybe vocals. Mic this side.
Hey, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But I want to bring it back to you, Happy Sampa, about that though. Do you think like these skills that are lacking from, especially the Southern African guys, not South Africa, but like in our spaces here, Botswana, Zim, and Zambia, Namibia. Is there a way for these guys to get these skills outside of then being hired by someone on your level to be able to learn those things and buy that equipment for themselves and equip other guys in that space?
You've said two things.
Yeah.
The first
The
thing,
wine,
no,
man.
it's good. The first thing, okay, this is how I learned. Australia had jazz and hip hop nights every Friday. So every Friday we were coming together and we were honing our skills.
Yeah.
Whether that's a jazz and hip hop, whether that's a perfect noise, whether that's a what. You got to see other artists and you got to perfect your skills.
Yeah.
Is that a thing that happens? Is that a thing we're actively doing without getting hired to be like, we're in the same spaces, I'm performing, you're seeing what I can do, you're sharpening yours, that's how I started sharpening my skills. It had nothing to do with being hired. Let me talk to somebody who's not getting hired. Ne? What are you doing to
Hone your
increase
skills.
exactly.
Yeah.
If that's the 100 hours situation, if you're actively going to live places and you're practicing, what are you doing? Because that's how I got it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, going out there, you're exposed to people with a higher level.
Yeah.
That's the privilege that I had that people wouldn't have had. You're going and seeing, okay, you're on this stage, this is what you need when you're performing, this is what you need, and that's not necessarily what we have here. And people aren't, what can I say?
The culture, can I say, I feel like I experienced this coming back from college because I went to college in Pretoria. I was playing keys. And basically how it would work is every week you perform a song. So I wasn't performing vocals at all.
So Gala was practical.
It was keys.
Yeah.
Because they and
That's where the chords come
the
from,
craziest thing the craziest thing is the pass mark is 80%. And the logic is if you go to a show and they play more than 20% of the songs wrong, then it was a terrible show. Yeah, it was a whack show.
That's a crazy way to
So
mark.
the way they say it is like that's why it's 80% because like if we're doing 10 songs and even just 2 are terrible, I mean
set is
perform
fucked.
that's exactly
Yeah.
set is fucked. So but basically what I wanted to say is in the week, that whole week we'd be practicing every day like on our own now. Like you don't get forced to practice. You make a band with like the students and you guys have to practice on your own and there's no one who's like watching
gonna
over
force you.
you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's also like where it's something about playing live because you end up like saying if you're playing like one thing, for example, you now get forced to be like, but what if I try just this?
Yeah.
Then you're like,
Start getting good at the ad-libs, bro.
you know what I
Start
mean?
getting-
Then you're like, okay, that's that sauce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like now when I came to Bots, our practice, let me say in the rap sphere was like ciphers. You know what I mean? It wasn't an actual performance sort of thing.
Live, right.
But you were getting used to rapping in front of people. You know what I mean? And making it interesting. Because also if somebody just drops a nice verse on the cypher and you're next and you're just you kill the vibe.
It's a good way, the writing skills.
Did you study music?
I tried to. I did. Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to ask both of you how important you feel it is to study music if you're trying to pursue it.
It's not that important. Some people actually use their natural ability when they study, because studying gives you formulas. I've known a lot of jazz musicians, once they went to school, they sucked.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
It's some sort of... Education is so funny, guys.
It
But
becomes
stay
too
in school,
structured.
kids.
I think it's because you are learning it from like someone else's
Crazy.
A
way of
Western perspective
understanding.
as well also
Yeah.
really messed me up
And-
with my chords and singing.
Yeah.
So my younger sister Mwanje sings.
Yeah.
She was trained classically.
Okay.
She had to now try and shift the vocals to the way we sing as Africans. We learned from Angelique Kidjo. She sings totally different.
You see how she dropped Angelique Kidjo like they don't have a jam.
We were all dropping names.
But I
She
want to talk
sings
about
differently.
that type of singing. I was a judge on Idols, and
Yeah, I mean, like, you dropping some things,
it was
bro.
it was Eastern and Southern Africa. So we did both Uganda and Tanzania.
Hey,
and
can
all
I
of
just
those.
say there's one guy who hated you in my high school. Every day, every time it was Idols, the next day I knew you bots guys. You guys, I could
I
have
was
to
just
school
tired
in
of
SA.
whackness. I couldn't take the whackness, but like what you're mentioning is what made me realize I was too young to have done that show. You know,
I get you.
even in my judging of people, the more African sounding you were for some reason, because I was still in my R&B.
Yes, you wanted to
Listening.
sound like that.
Wanted it to sound like America, thing, but then and then there was too much vibrato.
Yeah, and there's
And-
other things that are like.
but they feel.
Yeah.
But I wasn't connecting.
Yes.
And I felt, well, okay, cool. If they're gonna put this guy with a producer, what type of jam can come out of this?
Yeah.
But I was oblivious to the fact that, what about our people that he'll be serving? I was thinking
The Western vibe.
And I love that this is where we are now.
Yeah.
It's like we don't give a rat's ass
About-
if they like it
Or
if
who
we
likes
like
it.
We've come
we're
so
cool.
far,
Yes.
bro.
Yeah. This
Pre
is
Black
an-
Panther, pre Wakanda.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was
No,
bad.
we love ourselves more. For some reason,
Yeah,
it's a little
I
bit.
don't know.
I think we love ourselves a little bit more, but I think there's a lot of confusion because we're being told what's cool. You know what I'm saying?
We're influencing each other.
Yes.
I got a really funny comment after I made Never Forget. Somebody was saying that I'm trying to jump on the African wave, which was so funny because I am.
That is
But
wild.
it was because the whole Black is King and did Drake do something? I don't know. Somebody did something that made Africa cool. I think it was Beyonce.
Yeah, it must have been
and
Beyonce.
then it looked like us who were on the continent were repurposing something we were already doing.
Yeah.
So I found that so interesting.
But even with that, like where you guys have
That
to
is the
then
wildest.
explain or justify your blackness, like
Or your Africanness.
your
Or your Africanness.
How does that work? I mean, dude, you are on Coachella, and we're sitting there and we're like, God, this is the Africanest they've ever gotten.
I get more Africanness than
Yo,
this.
like they went to the depths, and you delivered. So, like, how is the response to this? Like, because you represent what we really are. So, how is the response to, apart from what they think we are supposed to be?
How's the response from the West?
From the West with what you do particularly, not like anyone else.
I mean, there's a lot of love. There's a lot of love. Like I said, the uniqueness thing is I don't really pay attention to them, if I'm being honest. I try to do these ones.
Yeah.
I try to do these ones.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you pay too much attention to them, you dilute.
Yeah.
So there's some well-known Afrobeat artists, I'm not gonna say, but when they went that side, I'm not gonna say things. But when they went that side, there's so much pressure to add the American vibe to make your sound global, which was what I was facing with my last album. There were people telling me not to add Setswana to one of my songs or Bemba to one of my songs because people won't relate. So when you go that side and you get American producers,
okay, so you gotta put us in the room here because we always know about this. This instructions that people are given is like, all right, cool, you can't have that bar.
Yeah,
you can't have
say
that.
This,
no one is gonna
try
tell.
this.
Hey, it's like,
as not to say language things.
Hey,
language things is there.
Is it management or is it like the label?
Former. That's why it's former.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Like you're in the groove, you're in the studio?
No, fuck off.
Or is it
excuse
after
me.
you send it out?
The thing is, because I started with music that was already genre bending, I was lucky because there is no onus on me to stay with one thing.
Way,
which is where I'm like, I can experiment, I can change. I don't have that. Because you blew up with this, you have to stay with this.
Yeah.
So that one I can't relate. But what I can relate with is as it grows, as the music goes more global, there will be pressure from that side to be like, well, Americans won't understand it if you don't. So there will be like a Burna Boy who does album and home people, Nigeria is not resonating with it because they're like, oh, they're not making for us anymore. They're making for that
a lot
side.
of R&B
but they kind of have to do that
90s
to
hip-hop.
keep it in the global sphere, and that's a funny conversation because now they can see us, right? And when they can see us, that comes with let me make it where you understand me. Then we're going back to the making things for people or making things for market. You start to hear it watered down. I'll never go that route. I don't recommend that route.
And I think that's actually the key right there. When you lose the essence, like the thing that makes you in the music. You know what I mean?
Then
like
it's done. You're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to do different genres.
For sure.
But if we can tell when
it's like I can also sometimes like feel, even in my music sometimes,
where it's chilling.
and like and sometimes it's like later I'm like, why did I only did this because I did this so that they understand, but I messed up. You know, I've even seen, I think it's Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin is Jigga's engineer, producer, what. And he was saying the same thing. Yeah, the guy with the big beard.
Jeff Jam co-founder.
Yes, sir. He was saying the same thing about art. He was like, bro, like, let them come to you, basically. You know what I mean? Like, let them hear your music and come to you. Obviously, them hearing your music comes with other things like marketing and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day,
let them come through to you.
Yes.
Look at what happened with TDE. Look at what happened with Boy Better Know, Skepta. Always bring that was mad thing. Like you and your homies were like, okay, they don't mess with us. Let's make a collective. Bring back collectives. I'm on collectives right now, bro.
Speaking about collectives, this one was in a collective. Are we ever gonna see another Faded Gang album?
A Faded Gang album, it's possible. You know what I mean? It's very possible because we're cool.
Gents.
I was about to say the same
could
thing.
happen.
Can I? Okay.
Would that ever happen?
Now we need to get a level deeper now. The thing is, for example, now I'm enjoying making music by myself.
Solo.
Right? And it's not like I can't or won't make, like I'm on features and stuff, which is great. But I'm also like now on a certain wave. You know, like like I caught a vibe. So like now I'm going that way. Whether anybody, you know what I mean? Like isn't in my artistry. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm focused on, but it doesn't mean like I can't or won't or I'm not down to make music with the rest of Faded Gang. You know what I'm saying? Like I think, but the other thing is us it being worth it for us. You get what I'm saying? Because there's me, there's Dilla, there's Obado. We're all our own people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we do a Faded Gang album then.
Then what? Because Obado is focused on his Afrobeats. He's producing for artists
Selling
in the States,
beats
you know
in
what
the
I mean?
States.
So
You
they're
know?
all really, really talented. But I think like with collective, sometimes you need to know when to like spread
Let it
your
go.
powers separately and
I
then come
think
back together.
It's a collective though is different from a group. You know,
Yeah.
like a collective. I think it's like like-minded
People.
individuals.
Exactly. That's what I meant. Not groups, like a collective.
Like a collective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Like her and Emo Beats.
Yes, you know,
collective, yeah.
it's like
Where are
you
the
work.
tracks?
He said,
Where
yeah,
are the
like
songs?
Ooh,
Where
not
are the
the
songs?
pressure.
I
yeah.
want to get like your top 5 of songwriters because I think like you have like an amazing pen. How about?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hey,
People
I'm out here.
inspired by,
Just the young 5.
5. I'd say her, obviously.
Yeah.
Like a lot of.
Obviously.
This is so random, but Bryson Tiller and.
He's an amazing writer.
Yeah.
When he was talking about like why people keep saying his album like I think he had like a screenshot about like he's already done that. Why do people want him to redo something like that?
Trap Soul.
The Trap Soul.
Yeah.
And then I'd say recently Adele. I can't explain why.
She's a
You
great
went through a
writer.
break.
Yo, that's the best type of writing in those songs. Are you kidding
Some
me?
tears on the paper.
Oh man, that's all I listen to.
Send us the jams. Okay, we're on 3.
And then a lot of like underground songwriters, like this artist, she's a songwriter called Nisha. She wrote like a lot of songs for Kalani and Cardi B, and she wrote No Guidance by Drake and yeah. And who else? I'd say Destin Conrad, who's also an underground songwriter. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you write for other artists?
Absolutely.
Why have you
I was
tried
actually-
to
yeah,
like
I
reach
have.
out
I have tried. Like I want.
to who? Who said no?
I kind of got not screwed over, but I wrote a. No, I didn't get screwed over.
Okay.
I wrote a song for Danny Lay. I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But unfortunately, through the process, the song got cut out because of just politics. But
Yeah.
That's
So-
crazy though.
I
With the
hear you.
BW
that's
space,
crazy.
because I really want to give because like talented people for some reason never pop up at the top in BW, you know, and you're one of those. Like you're really, really talented, and I would like to understand how some of these things work. So when you're in your space, depression always comes through for young musicians who don't get that way. How are you able to deal with shit like that? Like, okay, cool, these niggas ain't got nothing on me, but they're out there. So how then do you deal with it? Because I know a lot of people who, you know,
It depends on you.
mess themselves up.
Okay. Can you pass it?
It's a heavy question.
Yeah.
Oh, some
Can
of
you
guys
reword?
want-
Can you reword the question?
No, it's like how do you
okay,
guys
I
deal
can
with
say-
it? Like where you see people who are like not doing the most marame because of
They're further.
maybe connections.
Okay,
or,
let's say for example, Lil Pump blows up, and you're thinking, but ish, Lil Pump though.
Oh, damn.
But can I say also like, bruh,
Not the crowd said, ha.
okay, we have a song in existence called Sister Bettina. I know we know it. We all know it. Not even. I just figured exactly how those guys did it.
Yeah.
It just hit me. I was like, wow.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
skis
No
alone
facts.
now for sure.
I analyze things nicely when
Said I
I'm
was
alone.
thinking.
I'll be watching like, okay. So then I was like,
This is the
okay.
most people are gonna get from him for a year.
Yeah.
Like, this is it.
Until I come back here, then. But like, so Sister Bettina, Mkharimbe, he wasn't even an artist at that
Yeah,
time.
at all.
That man was waiting for the bus to go to Durban. Now, guys, if you don't know Zulu, let me translate. Siyahamba man, siyahamba man. Siyete. In the meantime,
We are here.
we are in Action Bar. Action Bar is the place to be.
That was a
My
live
nigga,
set.
it was a live set, and he was doing that over a DJ. The DJ had mixed those drums over a
no,
Leon
no,
song.
no, that's not. Let me
Then
tell
they
you.
remade
no,
it.
Pretty Loops 2 had that sample.
Even right now, it still has that sample. When they
They took out the drums.
Yes, when they remade it.
What?
When they remade it. Initially, the first one that had all that distortion and you could hear the crowd in the
real
background,
one, yeah.
he was performing it live. Yes, and in the re-recorded one, that line isn't there. Yeah, it's Botata King. Hey, yeah, that line isn't there in the proper version.
That part. we got Sampa in the house. We're not playing those games now. Sampa, I need to get onto the big performances, mommy. Like, there's some highlights in your career that like some of us only can dream of. Like, how was it meeting Angelique Kujo?
Oh man, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I think I cried.
Yeah.
I think I cried. Because that's generational thing. So my parents love her. I love her. That's when they're like, oh, yeah, serious. With
Hey,
this
oh,
thing.
yeah,
It's doing something. Like, it's doing something. Angelique Kidjo. It's not a little game. That was like... It also like was a confidence. It made this legit. Like the Kendrick thing, whoa, but like for kids. Angelique... Oh no, maybe this is like my daughter's doing something. So it was huge, and she's so beautiful. You know, when you meet mentors who don't treat you like kids, like treat you like peers. That's what I always want to be. She never treated me like a kid. She was like, "You're my peer. I love your music." That to me was like, things started getting legit. You have confidence, but then you have like you believe in me, bro. It was till to today, she's
That's
like...
that crazy shit where like Mogolo is also wants to learn from you also. As much as you know you.
And without
feel like
ego,
that's
like
chemistry.
without ego, I feel like we're missing. That's that disconnect between the young and the old. Like the OGs will be like, "You're not doing hip hop right."
Yes.
But then, humility. Let's talk a little bit about humility. What is being humble in the space that we all work in? Because sometimes humility gets you through a lot of nonsense. So I don't know. What would you classify as being humble in this space?
In this space, in the music,
in the business that we do. What is
outside of the business, humility is knowing your power. For me, not knowing your power to me is where you have ego, where you're insecure. If I know that I'm good at what I do, I don't need to flex it. Then I'm humble enough to be in a room and learn.
You can
because
just keep quiet and let people do
I know what I can do. So I don't need to flex it to you. If I don't know, I don't need external validation. If I don't know, that's when I start acting
Showing
up.
out.
So
You
not
guys
knowing
can't-
your power. I can know my power enough to know that she can teach me good songwriting. Because I know once I get it, there's things I can do with it. That is humility to me.
What do you think being humble means, like as far as the business that we're in? Because that word flies around too much. So
I think it's understanding that you're not here because you're better than anyone, but you were chosen by the people. Like people chose you and put you in the position that you're in. So that's like how I navigate.
what do you think, Vicky?
Yes, same. And also just because like I think recently I went like on a deep dive that way, just back listening to dope artists, and I was listening to not Donald Glover. This guy, he made my favorite, not my favorite song, but one of my favorite songs. The man, Grover Washington Jr. Yes, that's who I was listening to. Yes, I was going back.
He's been doing a lot of sampling recently.
That's fly.
Hey, right now it's wild. I made an Amatrapano song
Trapano.
I'm sure that shit is banging.
It's wild. Every time I play it, I'm like, oh my
kids,
god,
bro, they can do whatever they want.
I swear, and I've been inspired, like, because I noticed, like, now people, you just sample whatever you want if you're sampling. So, like, if I'm just making the beat.
We had it bad because we didn't sample as much as like South Africa because they had the offices down the street.
But I also feel like the difference.
You guys have been doing original music for years.
Yes.
But like sampling is part of the game. Like it's how we make.
That's how music.
That's how music evolves.
Made.
By learning from other things.
And sometimes a sample isn't even necessarily like chopping up a song and putting it in. Like I might say something someone said. I might sing.
Rappers do that all the time.
All the time. That's a sample.
Pretty told me go ahead.
Exactly.
So okay, cool. I'm
But also what I was gonna say is like, so now that man made 2 classic songs. Ain't No Sunshine. I don't know if he covered Ain't No Sunshine or if he wrote it.
that big black dude.
I'm not even the big black guy. He's a light-skinned guy with an afro like this.
Oh yeah, he made
with
the
a
original.
guitar.
Yeah.
Yes. And then he has a We Look for Love and Not for Fear.
I love that song.
No flowers grow.
I love that song.
Just the
2 of us.
Woo, we can make it if we try.
Just
Hey,
the 2 of us.
boss. And I was like,
You and I.
this song is so beautiful. Where's this guy? That's what I thought. Then I'm like, if he's alive, he's just chilling somewhere. If he's not,
He's jams, for sure.
yeah. If he's not, he's dead, right? And life went on. But he made this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song that I'm listening to right now. And I'm like, damn, what's so special about this beautiful song other than it existing? It doesn't matter really who made it. So when it comes to humility, I'm like, I look at the music like I was saying, like I'm a vessel to get the music out. You know, the music is out there now. It's its own thing. It lives by itself. I might have rapped those lines or whatever. But that song is there now and it's its own thing without me. So that's how it must just be. Like when it comes to music, we mustn't come and start adding what you did your whole life. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, we get it. You made that song. Now the song exists. Let's separate. I'm not saying separate in the sense that you can't take credit or be proud of the work that you did.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you created it's like giving birth to a child. That child lives on its own. You can tell it, go this way, go that way, go. They're gonna make their own decisions. Yeah. That's how I feel about the music also, you know. You make it and it's out of you now.
Hey, what you smoking on?
He said, let me
I tell you.
Yeah, he took me down.
I tell you.
Yeah, the babies grow and
you know what I'm saying, and they go and they do their own thing. Whether you can backflip and say, "Hey, do this and that." Nah.
What I work so
That's
hard
how
to make these.
I
think I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. I wanted to keep this under an hour. Well, about an hour, because we have a globetrotter here. We have someone who has to write this music here. Someone who has to push out here. So I don't know how to wrap it up. I mean, help me.
I feel like it's dope that we're all sitting together in one room, bro. Like music has done that.
Yo,
like,
can I just say, like, this is wild for me. This is wild. The other day, I'm in my dining room making a video about these two. I'm not lying to you.
I saw that video and I was like,
TikTok,
he's so
bro.
right.
No, Ski is doing a lot of TikToking right now.
But that's
because
great.
at least he's tapped in with a lot of new age.
You don't understand.
wave.
I made the video. You check. I was. You know what? I was pissed first.
No, she said you dissed her.
No, you didn't diss me.
Okay.
Clear the air.
I put a H in her name. That's the first thing I did.
Sampa, but they always people always do that with me and Sampa, another artist from UK.
Who's Sampa? Anyway,
He's an amazing singer. Amazing
That's nice.
singer.
Okay,
Yeah.
moving right along.
But what I was, and Zambian people are mad at me in the comments.
Okay, but
'cause in the-
Zambia, relax. He didn't
Linsky.
say that. I was raised in Botswana. I'm Zambian born.
Yes.
They went in the comments and say, yay.
Now
Watch
they're
your
going
mouth.
to start.
You better watch your
Don't
mouth.
even start playing with our star. I'm like, yo, guys.
LSK, chill.
Come in peace.
I want some mossy.
I got
If you thought Gabs gets turned, you need to go to Lusaka.
You're crazy.
So we got peace going on here.
No. It's always been love. Like,
So you were talking about
what
the
what I'm saying is like, bro. So like we were talking about the international local thing, like me and my TikTok followers, I guess, and I was like, because they were saying Botswana, basically describing that Botswana doesn't have like an identity in sound. You know what I mean? Yeah. And my example was that, and they were basically alluding to the fact that you can't export something from Botswana if it doesn't sound like Botswana, but Botswana doesn't have a sound, you know? That's how I was like, but the other day I was on YouTube and Sampa has at least 3 million views on this one song. So what are you guys saying? because I can't say this is a Zambian song or Setswana, Botswana song.
Yeah.
It's
But
hybrid.
these views are people. So what are you guys saying? Why are you guys saying that you have to make this
Certain.
a certain way, like make it local, make it this, make it that? But then these two then transcended that. You know what I mean? And what I was trying to make the people
point,
aware
yeah.
of also is like, while you are busy saying Batswana this, or Zambians this, that, local, what, these ones are doing million streams. What are you saying? What are you saying? You know what I mean? So like that was
a
the
great
inspiration
point.
for the video.
Great conversation.
That was the inspiration. And then I made the video. And then Sampa followed me. I'm like,
It was a great conversation. I said, this dude is speaking.
I gotta see.
This is knowledge.
No, conversations like that. We can't be out here fighting each other, guys.
Exactly.
We're all we got. LSK.
Exactly.
We're all we got.
Exactly.
We're trying to take over the world
Exactly.
together,
And we
Honestly.
face similar things. Like as a
it's
person
pretty the
who's
same.
lived in both places, there's so much similarities, bro.
Yeah.
Like
I love that FME DJs is out there as well. They're getting so much love in Zambia. There's a lot of crews that are coming out of BW that get love there. We need to find a way
To
that
support
we have
each
like
other,
a
bro.
little highway.
we could
telling
be
you,
the mega crowd that we
Yes.
don't have in the diaspora. We could do the Sadik people.
Yes.
Sadik.
There's
Come
KD
on,
Bangers
bro.
over there.
Like-
KD. Anyone, look up for KD Bangers. He'll bring you to Bots.
Yep.
Okay, and then
He'll bring the people together.
BW musicians to Zambia as well. We can our cousins down there have their hands full. So let's go
Let's
to
go this
know,
way.
you mean-
Zambia, Zimbabwe,
Hey.
Namibia. Come on, guys.
Let's push it up there. I don't know.
Honestly.
I don't want to do this old school and say, do you have any closing words? But do you guys have any closing words?
I have a closing remark real quick.
Go for it.
Well, first of all, this guys.
But thank you for
Thank
also
you.
coming, Papa.
My heart
This
is
so
white,
dope.
Tabana.
Man.
This is
So
awesome.
dope.
So no, that's
Awesome. I was literally listening. I was listening to Sampa's. Now, before I was like, hey, I don't want to get there. Then they're like, that song, and I'm like,
Nobody's gonna ask you nothing about that, bro.
but yeah. First of all, I want to say this is awesome. Also, I want to say, like, guys, now obviously we are here. Like, we need to focus on ourselves. And, I say that for Botswana, for Zambia too. Like.
Yeah.
Instead of seeking validation outside, I'm not saying don't make music that has international influences and whatever, but instead of trying to seek for that stamp of approval from outside, we need to start giving our artists that stamp of approval.
Exactly.
We listen to these guys, we listen to these girls, we come to their shows, we support their music, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
So when other people come from outside and see us also at home, it's not like I'm bigger than this man in his own country. You know what I mean?
More than they love him.
They love me more than they love him, and he's from here. You know what I mean?
Spitting.
I don't want to make it controversial because
Yeah.
guys go wild when they see international acts. Like even the artists themselves, like hold it
about
together,
home?
guys. You're colleagues. You're
Yeah.
working together.
Yeah.
But anyway, did this the last words?
I guess just believe in yourself and don't give up on yourself. Have a strong support system and understand. Ask yourself why you started and
In the first
keep
place.
pushing.
When am I getting that piano song, buddy?
Yeah.
Be talented if you are.
You drop a verse.
What am I gonna do? Okay, no. Send me some separates. We're on. But we're really, really happy. You're also here, Mamisto. Like your perspective.
You're
is
amazing.
absolutely
You're amazing.
He's also
Yeah.
Mamisto. Your
Same
last
thing
words.
added, but even from the view of the outside, y'all don't know how hot Africa is right now from there foaming at the mouth.
man.
The uniqueness, the culture, the language, the steez, like jump on that. Believe in your cool. Believe in your cool. Because on the outside, they
important.
believe in your cool. And they know you don't. Believe in your cool. Support your
And that's how they
homies.
take your swag.
That's how they take the sauce and recreate the
And
sauce
then they
and tell
make
you
it
you are
without
now
you.
trying to be the African, but you are the African, bro.
That was wild.
I saw it. I said,
It's like you're trying to be.
log off. time to log off today. That's crazy. I thought that was insane.
I'm trying to
because it
ride
was
an
never cool to
African
be
wave.
African.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
this is when I was in the States for uni. There was always the African booty scratcher. How did you get here? Like, nigga, I flew. Like, bro.
Like, what do you think?
100
What do you
elephants.
think?
Like, what do you say? Like, that used to be the thing. Now everybody wants to be from Wakanda. Everyone wants to go to Ghana every year. Like, we need to believe in that source again because they're recreating it over there. Like, we are the ones who will fly. Bring them here. Like, group collective doesn't mean just music. Like, photography, like, get in together, bro. Like, let's do the Stockville. You bring 10, you bring 10, you bring 10.
Yeah.
Let's buy a lens.
Yes.
You feel me? Like, you bring something, because they're not gonna do it.
I try to tell people
They're not gonna do
it.
We had to do it ourselves because they're not gonna do it. The government's not gonna do it. We
Yep.
hardly have power.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like, they're not
Facts.
like, we have to do it for each other. And I swear something's gonna bubble.
Awesome stuff, guys. Like, I can.
so
I
real.
never told you a lot of boys, in Botswana, that's like we're licking it too much.
You are licking it too much.
Direct translation.
I don't want to overlick it, guys. The awesome Sampa the Great, the awesome Titose, the awesome Balaclava Blanco, aka more ski mask.
Hey.
You guys subscribe to the local corner multimedia YouTube channel. Who knows? They might be doing some great stuff with Sampa. Just saying, you know what I mean? It's been fun, guys. And shout out to World of Wines. This is where we're hanging out every single week. I'm not trying to lasso it, Bobby. We are,
You have
guys.
licked it.
Peace.
People of different identities. Podcast with BSCA